Hi guys, Steve from Vintage Classic 71. Thank you for joining me today. I usually do these in the morning, so it's almost 3 o'clock on Monday afternoon, shooting a little bit later today. Hope everybody had a great weekend. The weather was not beautiful up here in Massachusetts. In fact, today is a great day too. All week's in the low to mid 70s, so it's perfect weather for me. Today I'm going to show you some Perez Steele, the postcard ones, and I got one great moments, one by Dick Perez. Then I'm going to show a couple 1964 Topps Giants cards, and then I have a couple 1970-71 Esso hockey stickers, just 5 or 6 of them to show you. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and get started. First one I'm going to show for Perez Steele is Mordecai Brown, Three Fingers Brown. For those of you that don't really know, he lost a finger, his index finger, and he used to call him Three Finger Brown. Hall of Fame pitcher. In fact, he pitched in, let's see, his career record is 239 wins, 130 losses. He was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1949, and he was an active pitcher and manager from 1903 all the way up till 1916. So he had a nice little career. All right, that's one of them. Next up from the Boston Red Sox, Bobby Doerr. All of these are numbered too. I'm sorry, the last one, Mordecai Brown, was numbered, the number to 10,000. He's number 3,997. This one is 9,983. So it's almost the last one of the 10,000. It's like I said, it's Bobby Doerr. Great Hall of Fame player for the Red Sox. Let's see, what does it say here? He was inducted to the Hall of Fame in 1966. All right, next you got from the San Francisco Giants, Willie McCovey. This one's numbered 8,251 out of 10,000. I should be showing you the backs. The backs are like a typical postcard. It's got a spot right here where you would put a postage stamp if you were going to mail them. But I really like them a lot. They there's so many of them you can get. None of these are signed. I only have I think 2 great moments. One I'm going to show you, and I have one by George Kell that's autographed also. I'm going to work on getting some more of the autographed ones. But for right now, I have about 15 of these Perez Steele postcards. Like I said, I really love them. Are they vintage? No, but they're all great Hall of Fame players, vintage players, and really colorful, and just I think it's something neat to collect. They're not that expensive either. You can pick them up on eBay and other sites, but you can buy them for, well, depending on who the player is and stuff. Some of the cheaper ones, $2, $3, all the way up depending on who it is. If they're autographed, obviously it's going to be a lot more money, but just really nice, something nice to collect, and it's colorful and very. At 10,000, it's not a large number of prints out there, so if you can find them, it's not a bad thing to get. Next one is Tony Lazzari. Push him up, Lazzari. New York Yankee. That's numbered 4,023 out of 10,000, and he was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1991. He had a playing career that spans from 1926 to 1939. So he was a teammate of both Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. So, all right, next up, you got Ray Schalk, the catcher from the White Sox. This is numbered 5,718 out of 10,000. He was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1955. He was active in 1912 to 1929. Played on that Black Sox team, but was not one of the players that was involved in it. Really nice cards. You can see he's a picture depicting him and trying to catch a pop-up, it looks like. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Throwing the ball back to the pitcher. And then you get the color portrait of him. So, pretty neat. I mean, the player himself is always in color, and the one of him, whatever action he's taken, is usually in black and white. Next one is Willie McCovey. This is number 740 out of 10,000. Willie was inducted to the Hall of Fame in 1986. Great Giants player. teammate of Willie Mays and Orlando Cepeda for a little while. All right. Next up, we got Epa Rixey from the Cincinnati Reds. Elected to the Hall of Fame in 1963, the year I was born. Active playing years were 1912 to 1933. He won 266 games in the big leagues. All right. Then you get Charlie Gehringer from the Detroit Tigers. His is numbered 6,119 out of 10,000. He was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1949. I know, I think it's Mike, Baseball Card Collector, has a lot of them that are signed. I wish I had, he's got a beautiful collection. If you guys haven't watched any of his videos, definitely worth watching. He's got a lot of cards and different memorabilia, but he's got a lot of these Perez Steels that are signed. So check it out when you get a chance. All right, next up is some 1964 Topps Giants. Oops, this one's really nice cards also. Again, not an overly expensive set, although there are some that are short printed. Koufax will cost you some money. Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle. In fact, I should get the Mantle one. It's right over there, Clemente. But here's Billy Williams from the Chicago Cubs, Hall of Famer. The back of them is pretty neat. This one, Williams named top NL rookie. Different like newspaper headlines on the back of them. All right, next is the Hall of Famer Warren Spahn. He's shown with the Milwaukee Braves there. Pitched for the Boston Braves, Milwaukee Braves, and I believe he pitched a little bit for the Atlanta Braves. I'd have to check on that, but great Hall of Fame pitcher. I know I've said it a million times, but all-time winningest left-handed pitcher, Hall of Famer. This one on the back says Spahn wins his 350th ball game. So that was in the 1963 season. All right, next up from the Detroit Tigers, Mr. Tiger himself, Al Kaline. The headline on the back, Kaline wins the AL batting title. Then you got from the San Francisco Giants, Orlando Cepeda. All these guys are Hall of Famers. His headline, Cepeda wins the homer and RBI crown. He had 46 home runs. He drove in 142 in 1961. That's a hell of a season. And unfortunately, and the way today is, the player had a season like that, they'd be cashing in, or they'd want to renegotiate their contract. Not like these guys would. These guys, I don't want to start ranting on it, but that's one thing about the old vintage players. They play because they love the game. Not that they didn't enjoy getting paid also, and they were, constantly battling with the owners to get a paycheck, but they had a true love of the game. And it's, in my opinion, that's something that's missing in today's world of sports, not just baseball, any sport. Look at Dak Prescott's recent contract. Not saying that he's not very loyal to the Cowboys, but what they're paying these guys is, it makes it so that the average person can't relate to it. In fact, they don't relate well to what it's like to be the average guy. You and I out there that are, going out working, earning a paycheck, spending a little bit of money on collectibles, paying your bills and supporting your family and stuff. And these guys were, most of them had second jobs in the wintertime. A lot of them were insurance salesmen or car salesmen, or some of them pumped oil, heating oil, all different things. But it was a different time, obviously, than it is today. But here's the great Whitey Ford from the New York Yankees, the chairman of the board. Here's on the back says Ford wins his 10th World Series game. Then you've got the great Ron Santos, Chicago Cubs third baseman. His says Santo leads the Cubs in RBIs on the back of it. I have a spot for him in my heart because being diabetic myself, I only found out last year. I'm type 2 though. He was insulin diabetic. I'm not. I just take pills, but So I have a spot for him. How he kept it from the Cubs and his teammates for a long time before they finally realized what it was. Um, it's too bad because he did die young, but he was outstanding third baseman. Brooks Robinson was dominating the American League at third, and he was at the National League at third. So, all right, next you got from the Minnesota Twins, you got Tony Oliva. Nice Hall of Fame player, great career. His says Oliva leading rookie in the AL. And that was in 1964. So, next from the Boston Red Sox, Carl Yastrzemski. Yes. The back of his, Yastrzemski, new AL batting king. 1963, finished the year with a 321 average. All right, from the St. Louis Cardinals, Hall of Famer, outstanding pitcher, Bob Gibson. I feel like I'm announcing an all-star game when I do this, naming off the player and the team, but I just do that as a little introduction for each card. Gibson's back of his card says Gibson hurls 5 shutouts, and that was in 1962. So, all right, then from the Boston Red Sox, great relief pitcher Dick Raditz, the Monster. That was his nickname. He was a dominant relief pitcher coming out of the bullpen for the Red Sox. The back of his, Raditz fans 5 NL All-Stars in the 1963 All-Star game. All right, next for the Minnesota Twins, Harmon Killebrew. Back of his, Killebrew wins second home run crown. He hit 45 home runs in 1963 to top the major leagues. So, great ball player too, Hall of Famer. Here's a Hall of Fame shortstop, Louis Aparicio, Baltimore Orioles. The back of his, Aparicio tops in stolen bases. He stole 40 bases in '63, so that was a great player. Not a power guy, line drive, spraying hits, outstanding defensive shortstop, and like I said, had a lot of speed on the base path. Next is the great Tiger catcher, Bill Freehand. Not a Hall of Famer, but an outstanding player. Key member of a lot of the Tigers' really good teams they had. Back of his, Freehand on base 9 times in a row. In May of 1963, he reached base 9 consecutive times. So it's a heck of an accomplishment. Not easy to do there. All right, from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Bob Friend, pitcher. The back of his, Friend wins second All-Star game. He blanked the AL Sluggers for 3 innings in 1960 to pick up his second All-Star win. So that's Bob Friend. All right, from the St. Louis Cardinals, shortstop Dick Groat. Another good ball player, shortstop. Last couple guys I showed you are not Hall of Famers, but they're all solid players. This set has a great selection of players in it. His headline is Groat wins his second NL MVP award, and that was in 1960. He batted .325. All right, Hall of Famer Nellie Fox, Houston Colts, Colt 45s. You notice his hat, it says 45 on there. Big chew of tobacco on his mouth, water tobacco, however you want to say it. Great Chicago White Sox too. His says Fox, most valuable in the American League, 1959 most valuable player. He hit .306 and collected 191 base hits. So, and he was a solid second baseman. All right, next and the last one of those is from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Bob Bailey, third baseman. I think his nickname, they used to call him Beetle Bailey. He spent a little time with the Red Sox, not long. For some reason that sticks in my head. Back of his says Bailey leads in double plays. So, all right, that's the Topps Giants I have. I do have, I don't want to leave the view here, the camera, but I have Hank Aaron, I have Mickey Mantle, Roberto Clemente, just on the other side of the room there. next time, one of these times, I'll show you those Topps Giants cards of them guys. All right, next is 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 of these 1970, 71 Esso hockey stickers. They're meant to be put in an album, but here's the great Bobby Orr. They're plain back. Like I said, they were usually stuck to an album that you could get. So that's Bobby Orr. Here's the great Bobby Clark from the Philadelphia Flyers. Not a fan favorite in Boston, but solid player. All right, next you got Cesar Maniago, the Minnesota North Stars goaltender. This one actually has the Esso gas station logo on the back. I'll show you right there. All right, here's Gump Worsley. Actually says Lorne Worsley, which is his real name, but he was known as Gump. These two guys right here, Worsley and Maniago, formed a pretty solid goaltending duo for the Minnesota North Stars. All right, next we have Doug Favell, goaltender, Philadelphia Flyers. And then we have Charlie Hodge, Vancouver Canucks goaltender. All right. Got this in, I don't know, about a week ago. Here's a Donruss Diamond Kings, Jose Canseco. Just a large size. I know a lot of people hate Jose Canseco. I don't agree or condone what he did, any of those guys, what they did. But at least he kind of helped clean the game up a little bit by coming forward writing that book. Does he have a huge ego? Most definitely. If I met him one time and to get his autograph, but he did get the ball rolling, so to speak, cleaning up baseball, at least putting baseball in the right direction to clean it up, because you know, it was a bad time there with you know, the guys Palomero and all of them that were testifying before Congress. Just wasn't good for the sport. But that's Jose Canseco right there. Here's what the back of it looks like. And then the one I told you about, the Perez Steele Great Moments, they're called. This one's actually signed by Johnny Mize. I got to get a frame for it. As you can see, his autograph's right there. And on the back, I've got the certificate of authenticity from PSA. Like I said, Mike, baseball card collector, has quite a few of these autographed. So, oh, then I got this one in today. I just like the card itself. Billy Kilmer, Washington Redskins quarterback. I'm sorry, 73 Topps. All right, that's pretty much all I have for you. Like I said, I almost didn't make a video today because my voice. I'm on this medication for asthma, that an inhaler that sometimes makes my voice sound raspy or you know, not very loud. I don't have a loud voice to begin with, but doesn't make it any better. So I almost was going to skip it, but I know my buddy Caesar would be sending me a text message saying, "Hey, what happened to the video this week?" So, but my buddy Tony's making Tony Adamski, a great guy. He's the one I told you about, giving the magazines, and musician that plays the guitar and plays a number of instruments. But if you ever get a chance to look him up on YouTube, he's got some videos out there. It's Tony Adamski, Adamski. Plays really great. He's really talented. But anyways, he's also good with making things. He's making me 4 or 5 stands that'll hold graded cards. What I'm going to plan on doing in the future is maybe instead of looking at me and all the stuff behind me and me holding the card up, maybe I'll flip the camera around, and like a lot of videos do, and I'll talk a little up, and I'll show you the card, and I can zoom in a little bit more closely that way. So that's something that's in the works. Tony's making those for me. He does outstanding work, and I really appreciate everything he does. But that's about what I have for you this week. I hope everybody's, like I said, going to have a good week. It's supposed to be nice weather-wise. Hopefully your part of the country it is too. NFL season kicked off yesterday. The Patriots squeaked one out. I don't know how it happened, but we managed to beat the Cincinnati Bengals, but the expectations, at least for me anyways, aren't that high for them this year. But they played well. Defense played well, and Ramondre Stevenson had a nice game running the ball. Hope all your teams perform well, and if not, there's 16 more games to go, so it's always time to fix the problem. Looking forward to the hockey season starting. Big Bruins fan, as you guys know. That should be starting right around the corner, not too much longer. So, but I hope everybody's having a good day. Have a good week. Again, keep on collecting. I want to thank you for subscribing. My subscription numbers are going up. The views, I really appreciate it. But I hope you have a great week, and may God bless you and your family. And I'll see you next week. Take care.